We called in a more than able pinch hitter in the form of one Brenda O'Farrell from the 1019 report and the 1510 West. Good afternoon, Ms. O'Farrell.
Good afternoon, Mr. Whelan.
How do you do?
We're doing very well out here.
That's good. Now, full disclosure, I work for Brenda O'Farrell at the 1510 West and the 1019 report. I write a column in each of those papers. So, Brenda, what can you tell us? That's first, let's start off in the 1019 area, which is Vaudreuil-Soulanges. What's going on out there that might be of interest or is interesting you this week?
Well, one of the stories we're working on sort of picks up where the news, we've heard the news today about the decision to have some relief for temporary foreign workers. Mm-hmm. Vaudreuil-Soulanges, 2 weeks ago, the sort of the development bureau that sort of promotes economic growth and economic development in the region held a press conference where they were demanding that the entire region be given an exemption because it is unique. It has unique circumstances where the provincial government's decision to end the so-called PEC program, which would limit the number of temporary foreign workers, mm-hmm. really has an adverse effect out here in the sense that not only is it the fastest growing or one of the fastest growing areas in the province, the fact that it's right on the threshold of Ontario means that the number of workers that we are going to be losing because of this instability or this lack of clarity when it comes to what can temporary foreign workers count on. A lot of them that are here now, that are employed, are not sure where their futures, because of the ending of this program, are picking up and just moving down the road a little bit where they're being welcomed in Ontario mm-hmm. and given stability.
And it's not
adding
that
to that crisis is the growth in this area means that there's right now, just on reporting we're doing this morning, right now in the region there's about 1,000 open jobs, and employers cannot find people to take these jobs.
Wow.
Add to that the continuing growth and the fact that we have a new hospital that is being set to open here, which is going to create another unprecedented demand on the workforce in the sense that there's going to be upwards of 3,500 jobs to be filled by that one facility alone.
Now, if you're sitting at home saying to yourself, okay, Vaudreuil, how big can it be? You know, like how much is it growing? It's incredible how much it's growing. And all you have to do is drive along the elevated portion of Highway 30 that goes through Vaudreuil. And Vaudreuil now has a skyline, which it never had before. And that's popped up in the past couple of years, that there are actual high rises all lit up at night. And you can tell which building is which, and among it is that new hospital.
And among it, the new hospital, but even beyond that central hub of the region, it's going out further, even to small little town. And again, the affordability crisis is fueling it as well, in the sense that there's people moving from the island, Montreal, trying to get a little bit more bang for their buck in terms of the housing market, are coming out here. So that's adding to the demand. Even to a point where a little town like Saint-Zétique, which so many people have never even heard of, talk about high rises going up there. You know, the growth is phenomenal.
You can see them from Highway 20. You're absolutely right, and not to mention the industry that's going in the area as well, with all the distribution centers that are going in and data processing centers and all sorts of things like that. So there are more and more jobs. Yeah.
And you know, companies, there's a lot, companies came out here. They went and recruited workers with promises to be made. These workers came here. They became part of the community. They loved being here. And now they're in this precarious position. So companies right now are really having trouble trying to figure out how do they manage their HR crisis right now because, according to what we're hearing, employers are now trying on a case-by-case basis, try to figure out how they can keep their workers. And this is so anyways, the sort of stakeholders in this region, they're setting up meetings, and they have meetings set up this time next week with provincial authorities, with federal authorities to make sure that this region can get its exemption so that it can remain competitive given the fact that it's so close to Ontario. And they also are pushing this idea that when this hospital starts hiring, are this going to be another pressure on local businesses where they're going to lose more employees? Mm-hmm. So it's sort of almost a perfect storm of pressure here.
It's an interesting story that we'll have to keep an eye on. Now, just moving along for a second, what did you hear from local residents off the island in the Vaudreuil-Soulanges area about the mini ice storm that we had over the past few days?
Well, if there's a little bit of rain, a little bit of ice, there's very little electricity being moving around. That's usually the scenario here. And as of yesterday was a tough day for a lot of people. Mm-hmm. There's no doubt that there's a lot of trees. It's a beautiful place to live. But when the ice rain comes, it's at yesterday afternoon there was over 8,300 households with no electricity out here.
Wow.
That increased. That it improved as the day went on, and this morning, as of this afternoon, everybody's back online. So that we forget it very quickly. But soon as there's any talk of ice or freezing rain in the forecast, everybody here shudders.
Yep.
Because we know what it's like.
And you can't find a generator anywhere. It's
usually it's surprising how many people have generators now.
Yeah.
Just because it's almost a requirement.
And just very quickly, let's move on to the island. And what is going on in the West Island these days that's caught your eye?
Well, one of the things, again, it wasn't happening yesterday, but it's starting this weekend. People in the West Island, if they look up over the REM line, they'll be seeing more and more trains going by because the imminent launch of the West Island REM line is almost here upon us, and they are increasing the testing. So I think everybody is sort of gearing up for that. And one of the things that people they're really talking about, people particularly that use public transit, is that the opening of the REM line has had ripple effects in the sense that the STM has rehauled or overhauled the entire bus network in the West Island. There, almost every bus line has been affected in some way, in some capacity. It is the biggest overhaul in public transit on the West Island since the West Island they introduced public transit. Mm-hmm. So there's all sorts of public meetings being set up so that people can figure out how they're going to get to where they want to go based on the changes. Because all the changes are, well, not all, but there's a good number of them geared towards trying to get commuters to the new stations when they open. And before you ask, I know everybody is asking, when will it open? The people at the REM keep saying this spring. So they have no official launch date yet, but all the activity is gearing to that they're going to be on that schedule. But
probably as soon as there's no more threat of freezing rain in the forecast.
Probably.
Yeah. Brenda, very informative as usual. Thank you very much for spending some time with us this afternoon. I wish you a very happy start to the St. Patrick's season, and we'll talk to you soon.
Take care.
iHeartRadio is throwing it back.
2010s, the decade.
To the days of huge hits and unforgettable anthems. A non-stop stream of the biggest and best.
Drake, Rihanna, Beyonce, Katy, Gaga, The Weeknd,
and more. All your decade-defining favorites, all in one place.
Hi, it's Katy Perry.
Hey, it's Bruno Mars.
This is Kesha.
Find 2010's The Decade on the free iHeartRadio app. Preset the station so it's always one tap away.